What is up? We're on the way to the gym, and with changing the way that I'm doing this, adding more, thoughts and experience into it, from not only the 100-day challenge where I lost 27 pounds, but in a more general sense of over all this time, I've been lifting on and off, pretty unserious, to be honest, for probably close to 10 years now. And just like all the YouTube I've watched, all the books I've read, everything like that, pulling all that together and giving bits of experience and knowledge that I have to help out anywhere that I can, so you guys can, do even better in 100 days than me and lose all your weight, hit all your goals much quicker than me. So maybe you let yourself go. Maybe you've never really been into it. Maybe you've been overweight your whole life like I have. But maybe you're trying to lose 60 pounds like I have so far. Maybe you have more to lose. I have more to lose. Maybe you're trying to lose 100. Who knows, So if you're trying to get started, what do you need to get started? Well, you need to understand that for however long you have been off the wagon or letting yourself go for, that entire time you've been eating in a surplus. You've been eating more calories than your body needs. And how do I know that for sure without even knowing what you're eating or anything like that? Because you're gaining weight. You've gained weight. You've put on pounds. That's what happens when you eat in a surplus. The easiest thing you could do is go online, type in TDEE calculator, total daily energy expenditure calculator. It's going to ask you some questions like your age and your height and stuff like that. Just throw it in. If you're trying to decide how much activity you do, for the sake of simplicity, just put, work a desk job. And that's the lowest level of activity. So that'll give you, the lowest amount of calories you could eat to maintain yourself. So it's going to spit out the number. The number is what you need to maintain, to essentially stay exactly where you are. You take that number, and if you want to be just, normal, you want to see some results over like a week or 2, 3, 4. If you want to be normal, go at it at a normal pace. You just want to get after it, see some results in a month. You look back and you say, dang, I lost a good little chunk of weight. I'd minus 200 to 300 calories from that. You'll see a lot of people do much, much more than that. You'll see people actually do more like 500 and some even 1,000. When you're starting out, just start out slow. It makes so much more sense because our body adapts. We have metabolic adaptations that happen as we're dieting, and it'll slow your metabolism if you're going too crazy right from the get-go. You'll do good, but then your body's going to be like, damn, there's no food around, and it's going to lower your metabolism so you're more efficient. The body's trying to survive, So you don't want to go too aggressive, too crazy. You can go 500. I don't see why not. With mine, I went 500, and part of me wishes I would have done like 300 or 400 to start, because then by the end of it, I was kind of really, really like pushing out pretty deep calorie deficit. And once you get down so low, you can't eat and you are starving yourself, and it sucks, and like you don't want to do it anymore. So why do that? You know what I mean? Why just torture yourself and discourage yourself quickly instead of methodically marching your way to your goal? So TDEE calculator, punch in your stuff, number comes out, number maintains your weight, minus 200 to 500 calories depending on how aggressive you want to be. 500 should get you about a pound a week if that's all that you do. No, wait, sorry. 7.5. Nope, yep. That should get you a pound a week if that's all that you do, and if you do it well and you ensure that you are actually hitting that. If for some reason you don't lose weight afterwards, one of two things is happening. Either you're not tracking your calories close enough, or two, your metabolism isn't quite as high as the calculator thought, so you need less calories. So the rule of thumb I've always heard is take it 2 weeks at a time. If you're not seeing any progress in 2 weeks, you need to assess whether you're tracking everything close enough or whether you need to lower it just a touch more to see some results start coming in. With tracking, there's a ton of apps you can use. There's MyFitnessPal, Macro Factor. Just utilizing those to punch in your numbers for whatever you're eating. It's been getting easier and easier. A lot of times they have the barcode scanner. Using that, lifesaver. And by lifesaver, I mean I'm lazy and it makes things way easier. So using the barcode scanner, all you do is just scan what you're about to eat. And, eat it. It does all the work for you afterwards. It puts in the macros, it puts in the calories. All you need to know is if you're eating 1 serving, 2 servings, like what exactly are you eating? And sometimes that means that you might have to get a scale if you're going to be really dialing in. Like if you want to know exactly how much chicken breast you're eating, that's probably the way to go, just so you know exactly what you're eating, exactly how many calories, exactly how much protein. And honestly, like, just get your plate before you eat it, like before you serve yourself. Grab your plate, then start serving yourself on the scale. Pay attention to what the numbers are. Punch them in super quick. You're done. That's it. Like, yes, it's an extra step. I'm not gonna lie, but like, it's a step that like adds, I don't know, maybe an entire minute or 2 onto your experience. And like, if you're really serious about losing weight and you really want to like change your life and do better, be better, a minute or 2 is a good investment to, make some change. So that's where I would start. And then I would start with just walking. I know it probably sounds a little crazy, but walking really does burn quite a few calories, especially when you do it throughout the day. If you can get it throughout the day, I promise you will absolutely see some results. If you go through my channel, look at any of the older videos, it is pretty rare that I'm actually running and doing genuine cardio. Most of the time it is walking, it is the elliptical, it is the stationary bike, and that is enough cardio to get my calorie deficit higher and lose more weight. The great thing about the exercise, the walking, is that in a sense you are making more negative calories during your day that you could take into account for your calorie deficit. So if you were doing your 500 calorie deficit, well, okay, let me start it in a different way. If you do the 200 or 300 calories, let's say you do a 300 calorie deficit and you're trying to get to that pound a week, so you want to get to 500. You pick 300 calories from your number and you're eating 300 calories less, and then you walk for 200 calories worth of burning potential. You go and you burn 200 calories walking. Honestly, that's really not too long of a time. I think you could do that in like 30 or 40 minutes. And that's like if you do it in 30 or 40 minutes of dedicated time. If you just like, if you work an office job or you work somewhere where you can like walk around for 5 minutes every hour or 2, like that stacks up. If you were to walk every hour on the hour for 5 minutes for an 8-hour day, what does that come out to? 40 minutes. 40 minutes. There it is. Right there. Right there. That's your 200 calories. 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Isn't that nuts? Or like while you're waiting for your coffee to brew, walk around your house for that whole time. Or maybe grab your cup and go walk around the neighborhood real quick, walk in the backyard and whatever, just getting those steps in however you can. Walk around the park after dinner, grab a walk. Before dinner, grab a walk. On your way back to work, stop at the park, walk around, you know what I mean? Stuff like that. So you get your eating deficit of 300 calories, your activity adds on another 200, and boom, you're at 500. If you're truly tracking your diet, and you're really hitting all of that correctly, you should see a pound of weight loss a week. That's a good place to start. At the beginning, even though, because you haven't been introducing this type of like stimulus to your body, it's fairly likely that you will also be losing more than a pound a week, because your body hasn't been exercising, hasn't been eating properly for such a long period of time that, you're very likely to lose more weight than just a pound a week. So, good place to start, definitely. But I am here. We are heading in. It's leg day, baby. Let's get after it. And then, depending on how long that is, we might come back, talk a little bit more about other things that you could get started going. Things that worked for me, literally, This is all stuff that I've done that have made the process possible for me. And from my worst, we're talking like 90 pounds right now. I used to be 300 pounds. I'm 210 now. Like, it's crazy how much change you can make. So, just keep that in mind. I'll catch you guys in the gym, and we might talk after. Who knows? We'll see. I've said it before. I will say it again. Or I've done it before. I'll do it again. These are RDLs here on this, because the weights are so big on the sides that, in my opinion, I'm not getting the fullest range of motion. I mean, right here, I can go down lower, especially if we get that butt back, like, easily. So, we're missing out on the bottom portion. So I always like to go on a box here like this, step whatever, and get myself ever so slightly elevated so I can get a bigger stretch. The easiest way for me to think about, how to put this move together, the form, is thinking about the bar and the bar path, how it travels. I'm thinking about it staying essentially, behind the toes, and then staying along that path. There are some people who tell you, like, if you're deadlifting, for instance, you want that to like almost drag all along. I think this one you could come out ever so slightly and you'll still be in a good spot. Hey. So the way that I think about it is like that. Just bar here and then keeping it fairly close to that the whole time. You'll notice that I rock out ever so slightly on the very bottom. That's just to get that extra touch of stretch. Missing this step and allowing me to go a little below that. Other than that, though, I'm trying to keep the bar path pretty straight up and down the whole time. Okay, so this is all the work, the posterior chain, everything back here. We're hitting hammies, we're hitting glutes at the top, focusing on locking out to some degree, not the legs. We're not thinking about like pushing those and locking the knees out. But as for the glutes, coming all the way up and squeezing them, and then when you're going down, I'm always thinking about driving literally like straight back into it, and then popping back up, getting the squeeze going. And I've gotten up a ton in this one. When I started, I think I started with like 60 or 70. So to be able to hit 100 with, not ease, but pretty good ease, it's very good to see. And this is something that can help your squats and everything too, just because you're locking in and really getting the posterior chain strong. So when you're down low in your squats, you have the ability to press out because you've built up all of that posterior chain strength.
So this is absolutely one of my favorites. I don't know. I always feel better when I do this, and I like the stretch too. The stretch is awesome, man. So just try it out. Try it out. Normally, when I do legs, I also like to incorporate some abs, some shoulders in as well. I'm gonna go a little lighter on the shoulders today, only because tomorrow we're gonna be hitting back and tries. Personally speaking, here when I'm doing lateral raises, I really like picking a weight that I know that I could control almost the whole time. Like nothing where I have to start swinging, more locked in, lifting, lowering. There's a time and place for swinging around some weight. It absolutely is a stimulus, and it will, bring results. But for me, it just seems like for shoulders specifically, being in control like that has just helped the most. So also having shoulder injuries in the past, I don't know if it's about being in control now, just like haven't had any problems since. So maybe that's also part of it. Third set here. This will probably be the last set. I'm usually pretty plain about this. I'll usually just do my 3 sets. And that usually feels pretty good. But every now and again, when I'm really in it, I'll hit 5, But feeling pretty good. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm thinking currently that that'll probably be it. Alright. Let's get into it. I've been feeling the glutes insanely, so we're just going to be focusing on making sure those glutes are on fire the whole time. Now for my purposes, and likely your purposes too, trying to maximize the calorie burning potential here while we're lifting means lowering rest time a little bit to keep that heart rate elevated, keep the calories burning. My grip is really giving out for me today. Absolutely killing my forearms and everything. I think it's all golf I've been playing. Your grip starts to, your hands get tired from swinging and gripping so much that that's crazy. I wouldn't have thought that I'd feel it so much in here. My phone's already decently pumped from trying to hold on to everything, and I can feel my hands giving out a little bit. So see, when something like that happens, you gotta think about what to do next that won't tax your grip as much. Also, lower the weight just a touch. Same thing happened with that last set. Grip gave out, so I feel like we got cheated out of some good reps there at the end. So I'm gonna take this for one more spin with a little bit lighter of a weight, and hopefully, we can reap the rewards. But regardless, with my grip starting to go out right now, I think we're gonna move to more machines where I don't have to worry about having to hold on to the weight as much. So that'll be the move after this. Let's hit this for the final set. Again, hopefully grip lasts a little longer with less weight, and we can really get the burn going again. Really feel it in the hammies and the feet. It's the goal. Oh, I doubt you guys can see it, but I'm actually soaking sweat right here. That's that goes back to what I was saying. Like sweats are definitely helping me feel hotter quicker, but keeping that heart rate elevated. My heart rate's been 100 to 124 so far, so right there. Keeping the shoulders going. I'm just doing a different variation of the lateral raise. With a little bit of lean, so we're getting the extra stretch going right here. You can see it pulling back. Oh, I've been doing these a lot more recently. Oh, they feel very good. This is another one where I go pretty light. I'm just repping out. Let's go one more time on these guys. Biggest thing here that I'm doing for setup is this band essentially drops to right here, right to where I'm at. And then that slight lean out. This is one of those invaluable machines where it's just too good. You know what I mean? I'll start off with some leg extensions and then we'll go directly into leg curls. Just hit both sides of the leg. Feel extra good. Lowering the weight, really focusing on the squeeze. Very good. Oh, jeez. All right, and to be extra diabolical, we're gonna go straight into assisted squats. Oh, my lord. One sec. Okay. These are super quad focused. for anybody who's been watching for a while, probably remember, maybe, that I used to try those out before at the beginning, and I could do maybe 3 to 5. So to build up being able to do that many reps, it's awesome. Shows the progress, shows that everything's going towards something, you know. Now the biggest thing is just getting our squat up. I want to get squat weight up pretty substantially. Maybe not prior to summer. Maybe our maybe our winter arc. We'll start really trying to push some weight. This is one more set of these guys. Same exact thing. Trying to really push out as many reps as we can. Increase the weight ever so slightly. But still, same key points in mind. Alright, I think that's about it for today. Pretty good day. Legs are feeling pretty jellied. Not crazy, but pretty jellied. I want to keep them somewhat fresh just because I want to start doing a little bit more active cardio, a little bit more jogging, a little bit more, you know, movement stuff, just because I want that athletic ability also. So it's just something that I want to make sure that I'm building on, as well as the, you know, muscularity, the hypertrophy. So just trying to get more well-rounded. But I think that's it for today's lift. Yeah, you already know. Look better, feel better, be better.